Chapter 7. The United Nations. The United Nations Organization UNO. The Second World War caused a lot of destruction. The economy of many countries was ruined. They realized that huge amount of money spent on war could be used for the progress of the world. This gave birth to the United Nations Organization UNO, commonly known as the United Nations. The term United Nations was first used by Franklin D. Roosevelt, the then President of the United States of America. The Charter of the United Nations was signed by 51 member countries on 24th October 1945 in San Francisco. This day is celebrated as UN Day throughout the world every year. The symbol of the United Nations is a world map surrounded by olive branches. The olive branches are a symbol of peace. The United Nations came into being on 24th October 1945 at San Francisco in USA. At present, the UN has nearly 200 countries as members. The headquarters of the UN are situated at New York in the United States of America. Main objectives of the United Nations. The main objectives of the UN are to maintain international peace and security, to promote friendly relations and cooperation among the nations of the world, to solve social, economic, cultural, and humanitarian problems peacefully in cooperation with every nation, to protect human rights and basic freedom all over the world, irrespective of caste, color, creed, sex, or language. To achieve these objectives, the UN issued a Declaration of Human Rights. It was adopted on 10th December 1948. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The UN neither makes laws nor imposes taxes. It is a place where issues are dismissed and solutions worked. Some of the important rights in this declaration are the right to live as free citizens, equality before law, the right to education and employment, the right to freedom of worship, equal pay for equal work, no discrimination based on religion, freedom of speech and writing. Organs of the UN. The work of the UN is carried out by 6 main organs: General Assembly, Security Council, International Court of Justice,
Secretariat,
Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council. General Assembly. It is the largest body of the UN. The Assembly works like the Parliament of our country. It provides a platform to the members to express their views on the work of the UN. The Assembly meets once a year in November. Its headquarters are in New York. Security Council. The Security Council is responsible for the maintenance of peace and security. It has 15 members, out of which 5 members are permanent. The rest are non-permanent members for a 2-year term. The permanent members of the UN are United States of America, United Kingdom, China, France, Russia. International Court of Justice (ICJ). It is also called the World Court. It is the judicial organ of the UN. It is located at The Hague in the Netherlands. The court settles legal problems that arise among nations. The court consists of 15 judges who are elected by the Assembly and the Security Council.
Secretariat,
It is the third important organ of the UN. The day-to-day activities of the UN is carried out by the
Secretariat,
The head of the
Secretariat,
is called the Secretary General. He is the most powerful official in the UN. He acts as the spokesperson for the entire UN. Economic and Social Council. The Economic and Social Council coordinates the social and economic activities of the UN. It is made up of 54 member countries, which are elected by the Assembly for a 3-year term. Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council was established to look after the trust which were not independent. Initially, there were 11 such regions, but now they have become independent and have joined the UN. The last one was Palau, which became independent in 1994. The Trusteeship Council is not functional now. Agencies linked to the UN. The UN has several agencies which work on world problems. WHO, World Health Organization. WHO looks after public health services on international level. It organizes worldwide campaigns against diseases like malaria and tuberculosis, which kill millions of people every year. With its help, smallpox has been eradicated. The headquarters of the WHO are located in Geneva, Switzerland. UNICEF, United Nations Children's Fund. Its headquarters are in New York. It is supported entirely by voluntary contributions from government and individuals. It helps the member countries to solve the problems of illiteracy and disease among children. The Anganwadi program in India is being carried out with the help of the UNICEF. UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The UNESCO was established in 1946. It contributes to educate the many millions of people, young and old, who cannot read or write, protects human rights. FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization. Its headquarters is in Rome. This organization helps in providing food to all. Its aim is to remove hunger from the world. ILO, International Labour Organization. It helps in improving the working conditions of the people by providing them work. Achievements of the UN. The UN has played an important role in maintaining peace in the world. It has played a remarkable role in preventing the use of nuclear weapons. It has been able to improve food production and provide better working conditions for industrial workers. It helps the developing countries to fight against poverty, disease, and illiteracy. It has also provided relief to refugees and victims of natural calamities. Today, the world is a better place due to the efforts of the UN. India and the UN. India has been a member of the UN from the time it was formed. Vijayalakshmi Pandit was the first woman president of the UN General Assembly. As a part of collective security promised by the UN, India sent its peacekeeping forces to Korea, Zaire, Egypt, Sri Lanka, and the Iran-Iraq border to bring about peace. India opposed the policy of racial discrimination practiced by the white minority government of South Africa. This was also known as
Apartheid.
after
Apartheid.
was abolished. India re-established relations with South Africa. India's greatest contribution to the UN is her foreign policy based on the principle of non-alignment. NAM, Non-Aligned Movement. The first summit meeting of NAM was held in Belgrade, Yugoslavia, in September 1961. Only 25 countries attended the first meeting. Now it has 120 members. These countries have become united through the NAM. NAM is now a powerful group which has effectively protested against the stockpiling of the destructive weapons. Disarmament and the need to create a peaceful world is gradually bringing all the countries closer together. Thus, through NAM, India has strengthened the UN in its peacemaking and developmental roles. Let's understand impose, force,
Apartheid.
racial discrimination. Recap. The United Nations Organization was formed on 24th October 1945. The main objectives of the UN are to maintain peace and security. The UN works through General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, and the
Secretariat.
the highest official of the UN is the Secretary General. India is one of the founder members of the UN. India plays an active role in the peacekeeping efforts of the UN.